After watching the story, you would learn to be careful when going to some salon. It started with a loud bang. My feet hit the calabash under the office chair. Bending over, its secret was peeled. A tangled mass of hair that looked like it had been swept from thousands of people. Lola froze, her hand shaking. Her head felt heavy, and a strange heat spread through her body. Her eyes locked onto the strands. She saw her hair, the one she took off from the last visit to Kemi's shop. Lola wasn't supposed to be in Kemi's office. The signs on the door said no entry, but curiosity has gotten a better part of her. In a small city, there was a woman named Kemi. She owned a small saloon where she braided hair. The saloon was always empty. Customers weren't coming, but she continued. All of a sudden, things changed for her good. Months earlier, Kemi's shop was nothing but a rundown corner saloon in a small, dirty neighborhood. Her clients were few, and most of them came out of pity rather than need. But one day, everything changed. At first, it was like magic. 1 or 2 new customers who claimed they had heard about her magic fingers. Within weeks, her salon became flooded with clients. Her little shop overflowed with customers who didn't mind waiting for hours to have her touch their hair. Soon, she moved to a bigger city and opened a grand salon with glass doors, golden chairs, and chandelier. People traveled from far and wide to have Kemi style their hair. People started gossiping. How can a small business owner suddenly make a lot of money and move out of this town? Others dismissed it as hard work and grace. But then none of those mattered to Kemi. To her, it was her turn to shine and her turn to live a luxurious life. The rich and famous graced her shop, speaking of her skills as though it was a guarded secret. Her rise to fame seemed almost supernatural. Customers flooded her shop and made their hairs without bargain. And in no time, Kemi even moved to a bigger city. Her grace was overflowing. Kemi beautifully transformed, and soon she started dining with dignitaries, making the hairs of very rich women. Even her competitors jealoused her. Some got close to her to get her secret, but she never revealed it to anyone. In no time, she opened sub-branches in different big cities. People soon began to admire her. Some even wished to be like her. But unknown to her clients, Kemi had a secret no one knew about, not even her closest apprentice Fola. Every evening after the last client had left, she would dismiss her apprentice, telling them not to clean the shop, that she would do it. She would sweep up all the hair, gathering them carefully and store them in a worn-out leather bag. Then at night, she would slip out of her shop and take the bag to Babakaru, a juju man who lived in the outskirts of the city. Babakaru turned the hair into bar soaps that Kemi would use to bath before going to the salon daily. But this was no ordinary soap. Babakaru had fortified it. Whenever Kemi bathed with it, her fortune grows, customers multiplies. She became faster at her work, sharper in thoughts, and clients seemed drawn to her like moths to the flame. It was her secret to fame and fortune. One fateful day, Madame Lola, one of Kemi's wealthiest and most loyal clients, visited the shop for her regular appointment. Lola was the kind of client everyone in the salon recognized, always adorned in expensive jewelries and carrying an air of authority. She tipped generously and often left Kemi's chair looking radiant. But that day, Kemi wasn't in her shop. Fola, the apprentice, explained that her boss had stepped out briefly and would be back in no time. Lola decided to wait. She sat in her chair, scrolling through her phone, when a sudden need to use the restroom arose. "Where is the toilet?" she asked Fola. Fola pointed to the back, giving her directions. On her way back from the toilet, her curiosity soon got the better part of her. She noticed the door to Kemi's office was slightly open. She looked in and saw exquisite and luxurious hairs, and she decided to enter to check them out. The room was small but neat. She admired the hair and even picked out some that she would pay for. She stepped further in, drawn by the strange allure of the hairs. Her leg suddenly kicked the table. Bending over, she saw a calabash with lots of hair strands, arranged like it was a trophy. Her heart sank immediately. As she stared at the strands, surprisingly, A sickening realization dawned on her. Among the tangled hairs, she spotted her own hair from the previous visit. A chill ran down her spine. Her brain immediately stopped thinking for a second, and her palm grew wet. At that point, she was confused and didn't know what to do. She quickly took her own hair, shoving it into her bag. Just as she was about to leave, the door opened. Kemi stood there, her face cold and unreadable. "Madam Lola," Kemi said, her voice low and sharp. "What are you doing here? My office is forbidden." Lola froze, forcing a smile. "Oh, I was just admiring your wig. You have such a beautiful collection." Kemi stared at her for what felt like an eternity. Then she nodded. "Next time, don't enter without permission," she said, stepping inside. Lola walked out immediately, her legs trembling. With a casual smile, she told Kemi she had an appointment she needed to catch up with, that she had waited for hours and she didn't come. She left. That night, Kemi had a nightmare. She was surrounded by mysterious figures she couldn't recognize, but felt she knew. They called her name, accusing her and blaming her. "Your secret is out," they hissed. She saw it. She even took it. She woke up in shock. For days, she had the same exact dream. The following morning, she went to the saloon, and her salon was unusually quiet, and by the end of the week, no single customer walked in. Kemi knew something was wrong. Her once busy shop now sat empty, and even her most loyal clients stopped coming. Confused and frustrated, she called Babakaru. "Baba, what is happening to me?" Babakaru's voice was calm but firm.
"Someone saw the calabash. She even took her own hair. The spirits are angry. I warned you, Kemi, this would happen."
"Help me, Baba." "No," he replied.
"The consequences are yours to bear. Kemi, you were warned. The calabash should have been hidden in your house where no one would see it. Why take such secret to your office? You have to bear the consequences of your action. Besides, you have taken too much from people. Every sin has a price."
Over the next few weeks, Kemi's life unraveled. Her money vanished like a smoke. Her once beautiful salon became a shadow of its former self, and the branches she opened at the other various cities shut down. At night, the spirits haunted her dreams. During the day, she wandered the empty shop, her mind filled with regrets and fears. She tried everything to get her life to how it was, the money, the fame, but nothing worked. Babakaru refused to help her, saying it was her consequences to bear. She went to different native doctors, but nothing happened. They all told her she had to bear the consequences of what she had done, that she had taken too much from people. Soon, Kemi's money finished. She became unkept, barely had enough money to even feed. Her once glowing skin now pale. The story of her downfall quickly spread out the city, and soon Kemi was forgotten. One cold morning, unable to bear the torment anymore, she ended her life in the very office where her secret had been exposed. Everything we do has its own consequences. Be careful of your actions because it might come haunting you back. I appreciate every one of you especially for engaging on my post. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Link is in the bio.